Yeah, I can't hear you, buddy. Well, that's it. See, Deej's audio's dropped out as soon as we've hit live, so the show is mine. No one can take this from me. That's it. I haven't deliberately muted you, Deej. Just let the record show. But yeah, so we are live. Hopefully, people can hear me. Can anyone hear me in the chat? I hope you can. Otherwise, I am literally just talking to myself, which would be very embarrassing. Everybody there in the chat, anyone there, let me know if you can hear me. If you can, well, I'll keep going anyway till Deej drops back in. Hopefully, like I say, you can hear me. Yeah, hopefully everybody had a good Star Wars day yesterday. No doubt there's going to be some discussion about that during the show. And we've also got some very good home theater experiences to talk about tonight. And I can't wait to talk about a number of them. Again, guys, just let me know. Yep, thanks, Mike. Yep, Brill. Thanks, Jordan. Okay, good. Thanks, Paul. No, glad that say you can hear me. We were chatting away perfectly fine, and as soon as he's hit live, it's just cut his feed completely. So yeah, apologies for that, guys. Do bear with us. Yeah, so hope everyone did have a good Star Wars day yesterday. Personally, I didn't get to watch much, if any, Star Wars other than the opening bit of The Mandalorian and Grogu. Or at least I think it's the opening bit. But if you go on, he's just Deej just texted to say he's just rebooting the Roadcaster. Yes, if you go onto Disney Plus, there is a little bit of The Mandalorian and Grogu. It looks to be the opening few minutes, but I might be wrong about that. And I've got to say, it's looking good. I really like what I saw. It's a fight sequence on the AT-ATs. Yeah, it looks good. Suitably epic. Looks much bigger scope than the TV show, which is what you'd want. So yeah, I thought it looked good. And that was the only literal Star Wars stuff that I saw yesterday. Thanks, Holger. Thanks, buddy. So yeah, I thought it looked good. And I have heard from those in the know, bearing in mind it's out at the end of the month. I have heard from those in the know that Disney are very, very pleased with it. So hopefully it's going to be awesome. Certainly looks good. Hey, Deej, you back?
I think I'm back.
No, we're here.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're here.
Yeah.
You're here.
The Roadcaster just froze. Like everything froze. Even like I heard obviously the audio go out. I couldn't hear you. You couldn't hear me, but I could still see because the camera was working. But everything here just froze. I was like, and we just been talking for like 10 minutes. I was like, yeah, no, it's good. I hit live and everything goes. I'm like, okay. Sensitive little bugger.
Yeah. I was just talking.
How's the show going, Steve?
So far, so good. I haven't alienated too many people, I don't think, but who can say?
Yeah.
I was just talking about the only little bit of Star Wars I saw yesterday for Star Wars Day, which is there's a long clip of The Mandalorian and Grogu on Disney Plus. I think it's the opening couple of minutes or so, which is the battle sequence on the AT-ATs. And it does look good and actually quite violent for Star Wars as well. Mando is burning people left and right. It's great. Talking about burning people, there is another trailer for Evil Dead Burn, which went up today, Deej. Oh,
goody.
Opening.
I can't wait. I am so excited. The anticipation is just washing over me. Let me see.
Take over Tuesday, Deej.
Platitudes I can like something. I gotta write these down.
Yeah. Just repeat them each time. Oh god, it looks good though. It looks so good. Yeah. I mean, I thought that the idea of this 10-minute sequence of no picture, just audio, would have enticed you. But this trailer,
it does.
Well,
absolutely, it does. It does, and it's like, yeah, like I said to you when we were talking about it, it was like it's such a interesting artistic take, but it's also like how many people are gonna be like, oh, we could put a scene like that into every movie. We could save a few bucks because there's no film, there's no
audio only
shot audibly. It's not even digitally. It's like just shot audibly. It's like we're just gonna get the audio, put it in there. It's like a blank screen. It's like, all right. There you go.
Well, the thing that I'm wondering about it is
cheaper than a flip book.
Do you think? Well, quite. Yeah, indeed. But also, I'm thinking, what about how many people do you think in the commercial theaters are going to get up and go out and say the projector's crapped out and there's something wrong with it and try and find a manager.
Well, it depends on how well it's played into the movie. Like if it just, I mean, if it's actually part of the story, like you understand, like, I mean, I'm being like over the top literal, but if like a character goes in and turns the lights out and the lights all go out. But here's the thing. I don't think it's going to play as well in a theater because they're not allowed to. Well, there's too many lights in a theater. You have the exit signs. The stairs are usually well lit for, liability reasons, all of that. It's like the lights are going to go out and everybody, you could still see the person sitting next to you, and I mean, if you're on a date, that's a good thing. But if you lost a bet, then it's probably not a good thing.
It's a very blind date.
Yeah. I'm taking, oh my God, I lost a bet. All right. I'm taking, I'm going to go to this movie and
But yeah, I don't know. I wonder if they're going to have to put signs up beforehand saying, just so you know, there is a sequence in this movie where,
like they do the flashing lights sequence. Like,
I wonder if they will, because they'll have people complaining. I want my money back. There were 10 minutes. I couldn't even see what was on the screen.
Yeah.
It's bound to. It's bound to.
Oh yeah. They'll have something like that. Don't be scared. The lights will come back on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It'll be fun. I'll go and see it. I'm a good sport with stuff like that. I'll go and see it and probably not like it, but
at least this time you're not going to be completely bowled over with the kind of movie it is, because from Evil Dead Rise,
crappy.
Well, allegedly, but you've got the other opinions are available. But you do at least know something about the Book of the Dead and the Necronomicon and all this sort of stuff. So now when you see this, you're not going to be completely surprised as to how this happens. You might find yourself enjoying it, Deej. Who can say?
Maybe.
Me, and I won't.
maybe. I don't. Yeah, it's like I would never do anything like. I would never not like something just to be like controversial.
Yeah, that's not
anything like that. I couldn't. I can't act. It's like, but it is fun. It's the rivalry or whatever, or the debates and stuff like that. That's what makes it fun. It's like
yeah. I can't wait.
Disagreeing makes it exciting. So
I'm very much looking forward to that. And that's in July. But there's also a movie out next week that I had only heard about earlier this evening, and I saw a trailer to it, which is kind of a smaller horror movie called Obsession, which looks really interesting as well. It's
okay.
It's teenagers. One of them's I don't think he's supposed to be an incel, but he is someone who's obviously struggles around ladies.
Yeah,
and he
isn't that all of us?
Well, at a certain age, and he apparently wishes on a wishing stick or something that this girl would think he's that she is the, what is it? It's something like, she will love me more than anyone else in the world. And he bets on this wishing stick thing, and she does.
Keep saying
but it means, but yeah. But she then has it becomes this literal obsession. No one can have you if I can't have you, and it's going to be this, and it's a really interesting sort of psychological twist on what that really means. And it's the classic, be careful what you wish for.
Right.
And it looks
it's
really
kind of like Invisible Man was like that. It's like people that are so possessive. It's like, nope, if I can't have it, nobody can. It's
Yeah, it looks fantastic. That sounds great. It's great, really unsettling trailer of this girl just literally in a restaurant, and him saying, you okay? And she goes, I love you, I love you, I love you. You're the person that I love. And it just everyone around them is just getting really uncomfortable. And it's sort of like, it just looks absolutely awesome. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, those are the trailers. Oh, and obviously, as it's mentioned in the chat, there is a new Odyssey trailer as well for Chris Nolan. Yeah, and it is, to be fair, who was it said it looks epic? Mike Piantadosi says, yeah, it does. Although a little cold. Again, I'm slightly worried that it's another Nolan, just a very cold movie. You struggle to warm to the characters. I don't know. I hope
from not. The trailer, you got that?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because
how much character development can you do in a trailer?
Loads. Have you seen the Evil Dead Burn trailer?
His characters in it?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, no, it's awesome. So anyway, that's enough trailer talk for 1 week, but it does look very cool. There's some great stuff.
trailer talk, as in movies,
Trailer
not
talk.
double wide. I'm not talking that.
And not trailer trash, trailer
Yeah.
talk.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, we've got some new people in, I think, Dean. Shall we
looks
start
like.
the show then, and then let's do let's say hi to everyone in the chat.
Yeah.
And then I've got some questions for you.
You do?
I do.
I kind of have a question, comment, or discussion we can have. So
We are Brightside Theater.
hey, home theater nerds, welcome to the Brightside Home Theater Podcast, the multi-award-winning giving and receiving home theater podcast. It's all about the experiences, the sights,
the sounds,
the scenes.
all right.
Boy, we got some scenes. Boy, have we got some scenes tonight.
Yeah. I get you have more than I do. I got a few, and we have one together too again this week. Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
just
two,
the
I
one.
think two.
Just the no, I
Just
didn't
one?
get the.
Just one?
I didn't. Maybe.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
We'll see when we get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
let me
Okay,
see.
no, fair enough. Okay, so let me say
All
hi
right.
to everyone in the chat then, and then let me ask you my questions, Deej. That's all right.
Righty.
Believe you me, they're right up your alley. You'll love it. Okay, so first it was TSG earlier this afternoon on my time here. Steve Atson as well. Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Hey, Steve. TSG.
Paul
how we
Hertzin,
doing,
of
boys?
course. Yeah, hey, Paul.
Yeah,
How you doing,
Paul.
buddy? Good to see you. Holger's in. Good Abend, he says. Hey, Holger.
Nice.
Jordan did, of course. Hey, Jordan. How you doing, buddy? Michael Piantellosi, we've already heard from. Hey, bud. And again, a couple of new. So Mikey's in. Hey, Mikey says it's Tuesday already. It is.
Mikey, yeah, you all filled up
Yeah.
on your popcorn?
Hey, Mikey was saying he wanted one of the Yoshi Mario Brothers pocket popcorn bucket things.
No.
He was hoping to get one, which I got from eBay for an exorbitant sum.
Yeah, I know he grabbed a Maverick.
Oh, there's a helmet, isn't there? There's
The
a
helmet,
Yeah.
The little
So it
helmet,
looks quite good. Yeah, it does look cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Dom's
really
in as
cool
well.
looking.
All smart Dom.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are cool. And then we've got I think someone new, someone called, brace yourself, Deej.
Yeah.
Never watched Star Wars.
I either somebody else has said that or they've been here before. I do remember seeing that line. I mean, people have said that to me before. Like, I've never seen it. I'm like, really? I was like, okay. I actually have a comment about that that I was watching. We'll do it when we get to the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, so he says evening chaps from rural Staffordshire. So evening. John Mensor's in. Hey, John. Asking if everyone had a good Star Wars day, which we did. John Tooth's in. I think we've had, unless John's changed things, so greetings are all from rural Staffordshire, Middle England.
Nice.
So the chances of it being two separate people are unlikely, I would have thought, but it could be.
Well, I'm sure there's more than two people in Royal Staffordshire.
Rural Staffordshire. Could be.
Staffordshire. Staffordshire.
Staffordshire, you'd say, yeah, Staffordshire, we would say, yeah. Not
Well,
Staffordshire.
yeah. Well, you come over here, everybody says our word's wrong. Worcester, it's Worcester, Framingham, Farmington, all that stuff.
Worcester's the right way to say it. We've got a Worcester close.
Yeah, but people come here and they're like Worcestershire or something.
Worcestershire.
Gloucester is like, yeah, people mess up everything.
Gloucester.
All
All right. And then Johnny's in. Hey, Johnny Speakers. Hey, buddy.
Johnny,
Fred's in.
how we doing, buddy?
Hey, Fred.
Hey, Fred.
And then we've got Gorinda's in as well. Gorinda, hey, man. It's been a while. Good to see you, man. Yeah.
Nice.
Belated Star
Hey,
Wars
Gorinda.
Day.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, so, okay, man. Some new faces and some old faces
And old.
some in between.
New and old. Something
good.
borrowed, something blue.
Something blue. Yeah, there we go. Right. So, Deez, let me ask you this then.
All
okay.
right.
So
I
Star
love
Wars Day
these.
yesterday. Yeah.
Yes,
Star
it
Wars Day
was.
yesterday. Yeah. I was going to ask you a question about gambling in the US based on a sitcom I'm watching at the minute, but we'll leave that till off air. So what I am going to ask you about, because I don't understand it, but I'm going to ask you a Star Wars question, right? Because it was Star Wars Day yesterday.
Okay.
And I've been thinking about this, and I don't know what answer you're going to give. So this is why I'm genuinely asking.
That's why
So-
you ask a question, because you don't know the answer. If you
Oh,
knew the
hey,
answer, you wouldn't have to ask.
no. You're talking to a criminal defense lawyer, Deej. We never ask a question to which we don't know the answer. This is advocacy 101. Okay. Anyway, so all right. So all of the Star Wars movies, TV shows, you can have them all. You can take your pick. I'd like you to choose for me, please.
Just the shows or
Your-
movies? Is it
the whole lot,
everything?
all of
the
it,
whole
all of it.
entire everything.
You could even have extended universe if you're so inclined.
Okay.
Your favorite line of dialogue from the entire lot. Pick one. I think I know, but I'm not sure. Right?
I know.
Okay.
It's
That's
I know.
it. Just the I know. I know that being a thing, or you know what the dialogue is.
No, it's I know. It's the I know. I love you. I know.
That's very sweet of you. And
Yeah, that's the line. That's the line.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the line that I mean, there's a million lines obviously we've gone through the whole thing and all the sagas and everything like that and all the things, but I mean, to me, that's the one that sticks out, because it's just that sums up him, sums up a relationship, it sums up you don't have to tell me all that stuff, but it's like it's also like when people ask me these questions, like what's the first one, it's like it's the first thing that popped in my head. It's like I know, and it's like because he says it cocky, but he says it's and it's
a tricky line to deliver as well, isn't it? Because it was made up, wasn't it? It was improvised essentially between slightly improvised. Harrison Ford spoke to Irvin Kershner about it and just said, "Look, I don't think I should say I love you. I want to just say I know." And
if he had said I love you too, it wouldn't. It's not the same character.
No, quite
right.
Exactly
it takes that swashbuckling, space pirate attitude character that he was, and you got to remember this is only literally a movie and a half that he's been in for this, right? There's no lore, there's no saga yet, there's nothing, and it's just and you take that scene and take the scene, take the way it's shot, take his height versus her height. Take what he's facing. He's basically going, he thinks he's going to die. This has never been done before. That's why they're doing it. It's an experiment, and it's like, and he's like, he's sitting there handcuffed and he's like, Chewie, take care of her. And it's like, this is what he's facing. And he has the wherewithal to say that. And for it to be delivered that way and not even come across as cocky and mean, I know,
which it could do, couldn't it?
Exactly. And it doesn't, but it means the exact opposite of that. And it's like, and knowing again a movie and a half of their relationship, you got to remember the movie before, which is like behind me, the Star Wars. Get this walking carpet out of my way. It's like she's disgusted with him. And he's like, no reward is worth all of this. All of that stuff. And here we are, literally at that point, a movie apart. Time-wise, and he's like, I know. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It was a very clever line to just come up with like that. Yeah. So Paul says it's the deadpan delivery too. Played with weight, not for laughs.
Not for laughs.
Yeah.
Not in the situation. It's like, that's a good one. Hopefully you live.
And would that then also be, just to slightly extend it, would that be your favorite moment in all of Star Wars as well? Or would you have a separate moment? Because I've got dialogue and a separate moment that doesn't have dialogue as my favorite bits. So is there a favorite moment?
My favorite moment that I always go back to is when he first Luke lights the lightsaber. And that
where
in the beginning of the first one, when he goes, this was your father's, and you get that, because that to me is like when I was a kid, it was the first time you saw a lightsaber lit. Right. And as a kid, you were in awe of that scene. And I saw that scene all through the 80s, watching it as, growing up. And so seeing it at 7 years old and then, obviously probably not seeing that again for years but remembering what is a lightsaber? It's hard for people to even imagine now that we didn't know what is a lightsaber, right? It didn't exist. And that at that moment, that's when it started to exist. That's when we were introduced to this sort of light that you're like, what the? They never heard of it before. And it's like, I can't even imagine like a world where that doesn't exist, right?
That
'Cause I was
sound, though, isn't it?
the
Sound.
and that's what I'm saying. And it's like I
Mhm.
go to that scene on, I went to it yesterday, and it's like you go, and the awe of him of being like, what the, and then as you get older, it's a funny scene because like, how does he not accidentally cut his head off? You're like,
Well, he is looking down at it at one point as well, isn't he?
it's like,
Obi-Wan
what
doesn't say, be careful with that.
yeah, you don't just hand that to somebody and go, what is this? Wait till you find out. Oops, sorry.
Straight through his head.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just that to me is since growing up. It's I mean, and then there's so many of them. Other than that, it's the Luke and finding out Luke and Leia. You finding out about Leia. I am your father. Blah blah blah. You go through all of that stuff. There's
Well, Steve out saying I think is no, I am your father.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I actually think for those of a certain age seeing Empire, I mean, I remember going to, I've told the story before. I saw Empire on the last night that it was showing in Auckland in New Zealand. And my parents, it was like a 60-mile round trip, each way trip to see it. And I remember seeing Empire, and the AT-ATs and everything else. But I think, so it was 81, wasn't it?
80.
So 81. So was it 80?
Well, maybe for you, I don't know, but it was
80.
Well,
New
it came out
Zealand would've got it
77,
late,
80,
yeah.
83.
Yeah, I think we got it 81. I think it would have been. So I was only 7, and I don't remember that line landing for me. I don't remember that. I remember the AT-ATs. That's what I remember about first seeing Empire, because that just blew my mind. And so, but I think if you were a certain age, seeing that must have been, mind. What he's who? That would have been very cool. It would be quite fun to go back in a time machine and see audiences reacting to that. For people that were a little older, that kind of knew what that was, that would have been very interesting.
The other part is, and again, this is, like the lightsaber and like a lot of things, like imagine a time where think of when that line was delivered. Luke falls away, they pick him up, fly off, repairs on, they end scene, cut, go away. That's it. You've got about 10, 15 minutes from then to the end of the movie. And you're like, for 3 years, no internet, no nothing. It's like any article you could read. Like, did he say that? Is this what are you doing? Like, there was no way. All you could do, and like John and I have talked about, like you talked about it on the playground, right? As a kid, you were like, it's his father? How is he lying? Now, he's got to be lying. He's Darth Vader. You're going to trust him? And it's like, but he said this and said that. And it's like, and then obviously in Jedi, well, from one perspective, which at 13 years old, I'm seeing Jedi at 13 years old. Well, from one perspective, I didn't lie. And it's like, okie dokie. Thank you for teaching me how to lie, Obi-Wan. It's like, well, I didn't tell you exactly what I did, Mom.
Someone on Twitter today was saying like that Obi-Wan is a compulsive liar and will just say anything to see what people he can get away with. Well, and then listed all these things he said.
Yeah, it's like, I never said that.
So John Mensor says his favorite is McClunky.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so ridiculous.
Mike Piantadosi saying about it's Vader's massacre in Rogue One. I mean, that is a moment. There's no question about that. And again, a moment without dialogue, of course. And we've got so Paul Hurt says each moment where the audience realizes Luke has gained more abilities. One is force putting his lightsaber in the cave. Presumably that's the Wampa cave at the start of Empire. I'm assuming.
Yeah, the start of Empire. He's advanced. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Dorinda says the Vader scene as well.
Yeah, but the Vader scene, I think, is it's great because it's the iconic. It's the first. And what people said about that scene is like, now you get to see like the true Vader. Like, obviously we saw in like episode 3 where he becomes Vader and he loses his temper. But even at that point, it felt, I know he killed younglings, but it felt tempered because he was still coming into his own. He wasn't really Vader yet, or just became Vader. But when you see him in Rogue One, what you see is, at all costs, he can, and the power that he can do, and his temper of just, he wasn't commanded to do that. He was angry. He needed to get this done. And he's like, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but what I was going to say to that to me, only bettered by the scene of Luke doing the same thing in what was it, the Mandalorian episode?
Yeah, season 2, end of season
Yes.
2.
And when
Yeah.
he comes in as a Jedi, and it's like John and I were like, I would say that was only topped as a surprise scene. That could only be topped by another comic book incidents that we both jumped off. You turned the page and you were like, I can't believe that character's standing there. That was the same thing. It was like, because and that goes to like in this day and age of the internet and everything, when you watch that episode of The Mandalorian and Luke shows up, you're like, what the hell? Like, how did they get away with this and nobody knew? And that's really what I mean, as great a scene as it is, that's what the conversation turned. Like, how did they keep that a secret? Because that was back when you watched Day and Date when it dropped, and that is an awesome scene. They were literally going after the Vader scene from Rogue One. They were trying to give Luke his scene.
But also, I think the other exploration and conversation that was after that was, when did you know? When did you figure out that was Luke? Because I don't know about you, but when I first saw the X-Wing, I was trying to see whether it was Red 5 or not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if we could count the things. And then, of course, Red 5, well, we know who that is.
Yeah.
But the time I knew it was him was when I saw the gloved hand, the black gloved hand. It's like, okay, that's Luke. No, it's very cool. Well, okay, well that is fair play. Well, my ones are much more quiet scenes than that. I think. I mean, the dialogue for me of all of them. I mean, people know. I've said this a number of times, and anyone that knows me knows this anyway. Is for me, it's Obi-Wan's line of dialogue talking about Anakin when he just says he was a cunning warrior and a good friend. And I love the way Alec Guinness delivers that line. That line he says more in that one sentence. And I do mean this. I mean, me, but he conveys more about their relationship between Anakin and Obi-Wan, at least in that, when we saw that movie. He conveys more warmth and pathos and regret and tragedy and everything else in that one sentence than I think all three prequels put together. And I also
felt like it was
love
like
how he does that.
The way he says, and a good friend, it was like he was like, basically, I felt like he was emoting like the good times. Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
You could feel like just the way he said it was like he was this, and then at the end, and a good friend. And he was like, you could feel like him going, we had some good times together, like, and they did, when you go to Clone Wars and you go to, you see their relationship and stuff. But it was like, again, all of that stuff based off of Alec Guinness's line and his delivery, and like, and a good friend,
and you don't, and I don't think you kind of realize. Well, you can read the line a number of ways, but having then learnt about seeing the prequels, so you know about the tragedy of Anakin Skywalker. We don't know that when we first encounter this in Star Wars: A New Hope. We don't know what's come before, other than what he says in that little moment. But when you then have seen the prequels and you know what's happened, you also sense some melancholy, some tragedy, some feeling of loss and regret in that line. A cunning warrior and a good friend. And I think there is loss in that line as well. I love how he delivered that. I mean, you might even say it's ambiguity. There is ambiguity there. It can mean so many different things, but I love how he does that. And I do lament a bit that the prequels didn't give us more of that warmth, reason for him to say, and a good friend, because they just bicker through the prequels in the main. But I love that. And then my moment, so that doesn't have any dialogue for me, and this is a cliche, apologies, I think it's the romantic in me, is the Luke looking at the twin sons, and the swelling of the music as he stood there looking at. I absolutely adore that scene. Again, that's just music and just thing. There's no dialogue in that. And that sense of hope for the future, this kind of this thing coming. I absolutely love that indeed. I absolutely love that moment. That's my favorite moment of them all. And this is why A New Hope for me is my favorite of all the Star Wars movies, because it has two of my favorite dialogue and moments in. And it's why I'd always go to that. If we're, you know, lost on a desert island and you've got to pick one to watch in my coconut home theater, it'll be, it would be A New Hope over Empire. Empire's a close second, but for me, it's A New Hope. I love the way that comes together. It's more emotional than any of the others, I think.
I mean, I would agree that Empire is probably the better, more dynamic movie. Movies usually are more dynamic when the lead is the bad guy, right? And it's like, and that's the idea of it. It's like, look at Superman. Superman's not dynamic at all. He's just too good. He's just flatline. He's just awesome. So there's no dynamics at all. A New Hope is, you know, there is a bad guy, but it's just more about the exposition of learning about all the Force and everything like that, and learning about all this, and then, you know, hopefully it takes off so you can make a sequel. But and obviously it did. But just like you said, it's A New Hope. It wasn't A New Hope at the time when it came out.
No, it was just Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Not even Episode 4.
No. And so yeah, it's, to me, it's always been the better movie, but it's said that it's the better movie because of the nostalgia, because it was the first movie. Without this, you get nothing else. And it's not, and I don't feel like it's a, you know, it's saying like, well, it's really bad. It's just the first one and Empire saved it. No, I mean, there, you know, you can go 1 and 1A. And for me, this is just 1. And it's like, and when, I mean, I've told the story. I hated Empire when I was a kid, hated it because the bad guys won. I didn't like that movie. I'm like, this doesn't even make sense. Why would you do this? Yeah. So, but since we're on it and it was Star Wars Day, we might as well just roll into it. No, I watched Star Wars yesterday, and, again, there's not really a lot to talk about with, the home theater experience. We all know, right? But here's my question is like watching it back, watching it in 4K, watching it in a like screening room like this, sitting close with the OLED, with getting the details, seeing the details in their faces, stuff that I hadn't seen before, maybe too much detail because you shouldn't see their makeup like that. Okay. But what it did the entire time is make me think is like next year when we're getting the 50th anniversary and supposedly getting the uncut, like the original.
Yeah.
How much fun is that going to be? Because that's the other comment I have regarding Ryan Gosling about Star Wars. But I'm watching it now, like I said, in a screening room, and I'm looking at the scenes and I'm looking at how they shot this, and I'm like, this is all real. This was no CGI back then. There was no green screen. This is like they had to build these sets. There's doing this, they're shooting this. And then it dawns on you like, well, half of this is CGI'd because, you know, he wanted to get his vision out there. And then it's like, what do you think? Like, how much fun is that? Whether you like, it doesn't matter which version you like, but as a home theater fan, how much fun is it going to be to sit there and go over that movie meticulously like we do everything else and actually see, like, when was the last time you saw the original version and in good quality? I mean, this version's out there. I own one on my Zapedi, but it's not this quality. And you're like, oh, okay. But to get the quality that we have now and to have and be able to go over that with a fine tooth comb and see how this all started, how Lucas pulled this off, like looking at like, okay, there's no CGI. That's just it. There's 2 stormtroopers in the desert. That's it.
Yeah, and a cardboard Chewbacca.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, how much fun do you think that's going to be?
The problem is, well, firstly, I prefer the special edition personally. And I know that's heresy, but it's true. And there's no point in me saying otherwise. I do. I like the, you know, with Boba Fett being one of my favorite characters, I like that we now get him in A New Hope. And I like the you know, the establishing stuff. I like the removal of the map lines and all that kind of stuff. So I do personally quite like it. However, it's not going to be the original one though, Deej. It won't be, because they'll have to have cleaned it up. They'll have to have done some work on it to make it even palatable to someone watching it now. This is not going to be the version we saw in 1977, or for me, you know, a couple of years after. It won't be that. It's gonna
Why not?
be like
It'll
Ben
be
Hur. And
restored. I think it's
there
going
we
to be
go. So it's not
restored.
going to be the original versions anyway. You're going to be seeing an enhanced version of
Yeah,
like
just
Ben
like we
Hur,
see,
like we did
like
with Lawrence
what we
of
did
Arabia.
with exactly
Yeah,
Casablanca,
yeah,
Lawrence of Arabia.
yeah.
We're going to see it in a way that has never been seen,
Yeah,
right? In
Mhm.
in a quality that has never been seen. But
Yes.
my thing is, and this is, and I'll get to it. It's like, so I saw an interview with Ryan Gosling. It had to do with Project Hail Mary. He
Mhm.
was on with, I think it's the Kelsey brothers or something like that. It's football, right?
Oh, okay, all right.
The football brothers, and that like
Mr.
Travis
Taylor
Kelce-
Swift.
Yeah, exactly. Travis and his brother. And they were obviously promoting Project Hail Mary, blah, blah, blah. And one of them asked, like, oh, and Ryan's got next year, he's got a
Starfighter. Yeah.
Starfighter coming out next year.
Mhm.
And so they asked him, they're like, were you a Star Wars fan? And I actually clipped it, his response, and I thought it was, I'll just paraphrase it. He's like, no, he wasn't growing up. He's like, it's not like I was against it. I just wasn't exposed to it. So I never became a thing. But then when he got this role and he looked into it and he started learning about it, and he's like, he was fascinated by like all the things he thought he knew about Hollywood and about movie making. And he goes, that has to do with Star Wars? And it's like, how much Star Wars? And it's fascinating to think of it from a person that didn't grow up with it. And he probably knows something like behind the scenes, like, oh, we call it this, and like the Wilhelm scream or whatever. It's like, we call it like, why do they call it that? And it's like, this is what they do, but it's a canned scream, whatever. But he was saying how much Star Wars is like a part of the culture, whether you are into the movies or not. It revolutionized and affected the entire industry in a way that, like, unless you're behind the scenes, you don't even know. And it was, he goes, the respect I have for that, he goes, it made me go even deeper. Now I'm a huge Star Wars fan and stuff. So it was awesome to hear. And that's where I'm looking forward to the 50th anniversary edition, where it's like, now you get into, how did he do this? There is no green screen. There is no this, or there no CGI. And the, I want it pristine. I want to see how they did this and how it all started.
Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'll buy them. I mean, Dom's saying in the chat that he'll buy the trilogy again when it comes out. It'll be the movies he's bought the most. I mean, we all will. I mean, any one of us of a certain age will buy them. I will buy them. But I will tell you now, I prefer the special editions.
Yeah.
However, and I will buy them more out of sort of curiosity to sort of see them again and see kind of what they, what bits of this I've forgotten, where, in terms of what changes have been made. But I'll be buying it, I have to say, out of curiosity rather than out of a rabid desire to own them. I've got the special editions in 4K.
Yeah.
I really like them, and I've seen them a number of times. And I will only be buying the 50th anniversary set, as I said, out of curiosity, just to see kind of, just to revisit what I remember.
Yeah.
But I'm not expecting to love them. What I would like them to do, but again, I suppose they won't, because again, same reason, would be to put back in some of the deleted scenes. I mean, the opening, the Star Destroyer coming over the camera, that was not the original opening. The original opening was on Tatooine with Luke watching the Star Destroyer through goggles, and they shot it.
Right.
I've seen the footage, and he's watching it go ahead, and then you get the blockade runner, and you get the thing.
That was never in theaters, but that was their idea. That was what they wanted to do.
That's right. They shot it. They shot the opening.
I've seen it.
And they've shot stuff of him at Toshi Station as well with his friends. Playing space pool.
Yeah, exactly.
And and there's so that's the stuff I'd be interested in seeing slightly cleaned up. I mean, I don't expect them to put it back into the film, but it would be nice to at least have that to see, and the original Jabba footage as well. Jabba,
the guy. It was a guy
in the furry sort of outfit. Yeah, quite. So that kind of stuff. But I'm only really just as I said, out of curiosity. But I'll be there. I'll buy it. Don't get me wrong. I've come this far. I might as well continue the journey.
I want it for the nostalgia, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Both John and I have talked about that. And that is the original version. That's what got us going, right? Got us into it. But the reason I mentioned earlier, like, how long has it been since I've seen that version? And every version I've seen now most has been the special edition. I greatly appreciate, respect all of that about everything Lucas did. A lot of people think like, don't let him, he ruined it, he did that. I'm like, no, he did not ruin it. This is the vision he had in his head, right? And he couldn't get it out in 77 because they didn't, or in the 70s, because they didn't have the technology. And as soon as he had the technology, he's like, this is my vision, this is what I wanted to have. It's going to be fun to go back, and this is like, what's coming next year is literally every compromise he had to make, but still put out a movie that started this franchise
and
right?
changed the world.
Exactly.
Not just
exactly.
the movie making.
Imagine if he got his way, what it would have done. It's like a lot of people look at, well, it would have ruined it because I don't like these additions. Well, no, because you wouldn't have known the difference. You never would have known the literally the dumbed down version. You wouldn't have known that. Right. And it's like, so that to me is like, that's going to be fun. Like, this is like, he has an idea. And and I've said it a million times on this show, but it's like, if you've ever had ideas in your head and you try to put them out on paper or on canvas or on film or whatever, you never get exactly what's in your head, and it bothers you. Right. And that's when you're just one artist trying to do something, never mind in a collaborative environment, like movie making, where it's like, I got an idea. Well, yeah, I got an idea. I got this. Well, he did this and he had to compromise so much. And then, and it's still, I mean, one of the, if not the biggest franchise in movie making history, you know,
Yeah,
so
well,
it's going to be fun to see how all that started.
Well, yeah, quite. And of course, it changed the culture. It changed the zeitgeist. Nothing was the same after that. It's gone way beyond movie making and way beyond, I would say, even the creative arts. It's gone into marketing and merchandising, and it's gone into, and again, way beyond just marketing a movie. You know, it changed the toy industry. It's changed the commercial industry. I mean, the spider's web of things that Star Wars has got a finger in, or has gone into, it is vast,
right?
I mean, Lucas changed the world, with this. And you don't have to have seen the movies, you don't even have to like the movies, but you can't deny that it changed the landscape forever. And that is something that, and we're all here because of that. Again, you saw it, wanted to recreate that. I loved it, and I always loved it from a kid. It's what triggered my interest in movies.
Filoni, Favreau, that was their influence to get into this stuff. It's like everybody's influence, how deep it runs. And then you'll hear people tell like, oh, well, it's a tired old story. It's like, they took it from, Lord of the Rings or whatever was before this. So it was written before this. So this is actually just a ripoff, the story itself. They took this and they just ripped it off and made it a space version of this story. Okay, great. Well, that's one of the things I learned in art school too. Good artist borrows, a great artist steals. So he took something that's great. He took an age-old story and created this with it. Yeah, exactly. That's the point. It's like he took something. It's like, it's one thing to say, I'm going to create something so original that's going to blow the world away. But okay, so maybe he took something that isn't so original, but he made it original and he made it his own, and it blew the world away to this day. I mean, you're talking 50 years later and we're all like, what more can we get? It's give me more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just going back slightly, DJ, I just saw Van Gaal said. So Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back has great bass on the Fox Blu-ray. Should I upgrade to 4K? Yes.
Yeah, the Atmos track. It's yes, 1,000 times yes. It's the 4K. The Atmos is really good on that. There are a couple of flaws in their tracking, but yeah, absolutely. I love the 4K versions of all of them.
Yeah, me too. They're great. Yeah, they are very good. So well worth it, Van Gaal. And of course, you might find you can pick it up for a fairly decent price now because it's been out a while. And they've released them separately now as well, haven't they? So you haven't got to buy the 9-film set anymore if you don't want to. So you can pick them up and you can pick and choose. But I would say get them all because they are very, very good indeed. So
I have the Blu-ray. Right. I have the box Blu-ray set. I have the 4K Blu-ray set, box Blu-ray set. have it all in Kaleidoscape. I have, I mean, same thing. That Terminator and what, Bloodshot, I think are my favorite.
Yeah, yes.
Which
exactly.
one
There
doesn't
there
belong?
One of these things is not like the
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, we find this guy on a desert island, and you're not going to believe the 3 movies he's got.
Yeah, on his Coconut Home Theatre.
Yeah, he's got 3 franchises. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, not Lord of the Rings. No.
No.
Godfather. No.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
right. Okay. Bond. No. No. Right. Okay. Star Wars. Oh, well, that's all right then. Yeah. Good. Okay. What else? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got. We got Terminator. Oh, pretty good. What else? Bloodshot. I'm sorry. What?
Say what? Oh, yeah. Lots of
8
them.
copies, ladies and gentlemen.
I think it's 8. Is it still 8? It might be. I can't remember. I have it in my notes. Like all I got to do is search Bloodshot. But there it is. There. Because
Yeah, 8.
I think it is.
8
Is it 8?
copies?
It was
8 copies, which is more times than I've seen the movie.
I think the
but
last time I bought it was the
The
didn't I
Sony
buy
one, wasn't it?
the Sony
you bought the
Bravia
Sony-
one, right?
Yeah, when
'Cause
Joe
we-
got the
Joe-
PS5.
Yep. Got the
Mhm.
PS5 and we got the Bravia edition. And I was like, well, I got to buy this.
Sony Pure.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
it
it
was.
was,
It
wasn't it?
was-
Like Bravia Pure or something, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And that
didn't
was-
last long, did it?
Yeah. That was all because of COVID, not the movie. It just happened.
Yeah.
It just, it's oh man, it's so funny. It goes way back, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, 21, man. 21.
20,
Yeah,
21.
that's what.
Yeah.
But of course,
No,
we're
that
going
was
to talk
20.
about another movie. Was it 20?
20. March of 20. Because that's when
Oh,
COVID
no,
started, because
yeah.
they shut the theater
Yeah.
down. The theater was closing at 8 p.m. and Joe and I had
That's right.
tickets for 7.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, you could go in, but there won't be anybody. It's closing at 8, but they will finish the movie." So, and
Yeah.
then it came out on physical media. It came out on
Like the
streaming.
next day, wasn't it, or something? Yeah.
No, the following week, a week later. And that at that time, that was the fastest turnaround from seeing it in the theater and seeing it at home. And that's why I bought it. So I bought it there, and I bought 2 copies. I bought iTunes, and what was the other one I bought? I bought it.
Did you buy the physical disc and then also Kaleidoscape
well-
and then the?
Well, not I didn't have Kaleidoscape at the time yet. No, I bought the physical disc. I ordered the physical disc online, right? And then I bought the iTunes version, but then there was another app that had it. It was like Vimeo or somebody, but they had it in Atmos. iTunes didn't have Atmos.
Oh,
So I
yes.
bought that, and it was like $25 to buy it digitally, or like $30 to buy it digitally, and they'll send you a 4K copy when it comes out. So I bought that. Right. So, and that was purely to judge the Atmos track versus the iTunes track. And at the time, I think, if I remember right, I recorded it. I talked about it on the show. I'm pretty sure the iTunes track that wasn't Atmos was better than, because it was just and again, many years ago, but we've talked about it a million times here, especially with John Thompson, about bit rates and everything. So I'm sure iTunes had better bit rate, but yeah, so I had all of that, and it was just because like I could. And on top of that, you're stuck at home. What else are you gonna
You got time.
do?
Had time.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about another movie later, aren't we? That was compromised by the same thing. That was had to be released at home because they couldn't really get it out into theaters. So we're going to
Okay.
talk about another one a bit later on.
Which one is
that's the
that?
one I think you've seen the one with the that you asked me to hold back on for this week.
Yeah,
The
that's
theatrical mix.
yeah. I'll show you.
Yeah.
my share
The
screen.
one with the sequel coming up.
Yes.
That one was the same. That one was
So look
was
on your thing.
prevented
That
from
one
coming
right
to
there.
theaters.
Look on.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that had the same thing. So it never
Yeah.
really had a proper theatrical release. It just hit home media.
Yeah, and I already
Um,
did a show on it. Oh, partially. Yeah,
Have we? Oh,
I
must
did.
have missed that one.
goes
Hmm.
way back. Because that goes way back. And it's funny. John Mentor's in the chat. He's the one that mentioned it. We'll
Hmm.
talk about it when we get to it. He
Yeah, we'll
mentioned
get
it to me way back then and said, "You got to check this out." I'm
Mm.
like, "Okay," and I did. And then when I watched it this past week, I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember this. This is good. Yeah, I remember this." Okay.
Mike's just asking in the chat, have we reviewed the Turbine 4K of Daylight? We haven't. We have we have reviewed
I've
the
talked
Turbine
about it.
Blu-ray.
I have it.
The Blu-ray,
Yeah.
that was it. Yeah, that's the 4K he's talking about there.
It's the Blu-ray with the
yeah,
Atmos.
that
With
we've
the Atmos
reviewed.
track.
Yeah,
Okay,
we've done
yeah. So
that.
no,
Yeah.
not the
Mhm.
4K version. No.
Yeah. But
Yep.
but the Blu-ray was no slouch. That Atmos track was pretty good on Daylight.
Yeah.
I've got that as well. So yeah, we did do that with Mike, but not the 4K. All right. So talking of experiences, then shall we
What
trip
would
over
you
the
like
light
to
fantastic?
get to? Sure.
Right, no, it's let
Do
me
we have
see. Let me
anything
see.
else?
It is a little bit horror centric. But
Okay.
let's do one which was the I did with 2 days with Begonia that we talked about last week. The
Okay.
night before I saw Begonia, I watched another film that I don't know if you've seen, Deej, and I really want to talk about. That one then is going to be hard for me to tell you about because it doesn't have the title on
Is
it.
it this one?
No, not that one. It looks like a bedroom. It's a picture of it, not that one. Keep cycling if you like, Deej, and I'll get to it. It looks like a bedroom. It's just like an A-frame, which gives it away to anyone who's seen it. Yeah, it's a really nondescript image.
No.
It's the only one I could get. No, not that one.
All right, you have it in the pictures,
Yeah, it's
right?
in there. Yeah, it's in there.
It's in the.
Yeah. Keep going. Do better
Oh,
with this.
yeah. Did I not drop that
Got
in?
it?
All right, here we go.
There you got it. You got it. Let's see. There it is. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. All right. Okay. So Bravia Core, Garinda says, yeah, that right. I think you're right with that, Garinda, not Bravia Pure.
The
Sorry,
Bravia Core, yeah. All right.
Okay, right then. Let's do
You
this.
ready?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. Get your cha-ching ready, Deej, if you haven't got this already.
Okay.
All righty. So, ladies and gents, as you can obviously tell from that image, this is obviously the 2025 movie The Housemaid with Sydney Sweeney in it and others.
I already have it.
You have got it? Okay. Have you seen
I
it?
haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
but
you need to fix
I
that,
had it
Deej.
before you got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You
Actually,
do
no.
need to fix that.
You raved about it. I bought it. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But yeah.
Wowzers. So, okay. Now, I had not seen the movie, didn't see it in theaters. I think I'd got the wrong idea about the kind of movie that it was. I knew it was based on a book, hadn't read the book, knew that it had been wildly popular. And I knew that Paul Feig had directed it. And of course, he did Ghostbusters, Answer the Call, as it's now known, and, some other movies that have been pretty good. But the trailers to this are very odd, really weird. And I'd seen them and thought, well, and actually, this is another example of one where I couldn't finish the trailer because it's just like, this is just not for me. It's too quirky.
Yeah.
It's too silly. I'm not getting this. I don't like this. And I think
Looks
that's
like
why
a
I
little
stayed away from it.
single white female.
Well,
in the trailer.
but that's not how the trailer kind of portrayed it to me. It was all quirky and weird. I couldn't put my finger on whether it's supposed to be a musical or a comedy or, all very odd. So I stayed away from it in theaters. I knew it had been wildly successful. Someone told me, I can't think who it was, that it's really good and you really do need to see it. And I thought, okay, well, I'll buy it, which I did. And so I watched this. Now, as I said, I watched this the night before Begonia. And so the story is, for those that don't know, Sydney Sweeney is and I'll be careful what I say because there's a lot of potential spoilers in this. But Sydney Sweeney is someone who, at the beginning of the movie, rocks up at a beautiful big house where Amanda Seyfried, I think it is the sort of the woman of the house, and she is looking for a housemaid, and Sydney Sweeney is interviewing for the job, and all seems wonderful. And she gets on very well with Amanda Seyfried. She gets the job. And shortly thereafter, things rather begin to unravel. And I don't want to say any more about it than that. This movie is about as twisty and turny a film as I've seen in a long time. Okay, it's very good indeed, and made a very good companion piece with Begonia. Funnily enough, this isn't crazy like Begonia. It doesn't go to the unusual places that does. Yeah. But in terms of a movie where it's not clear who's in control of who's doing what to who, and what is really going on, this is every bit as twisty, turny as Begonia is. I thought this story, the performances, the delivery, everything was fantastic. It was exceptional. Really, really enjoyed it. And even with my lawyer hat on, keep my head warm, even with my lawyer hat on, I still enjoyed how this plays out. I don't think it undersells the characters. I don't think anybody gets shortchanged here. I think this is a movie that really does serve its characters well. And at the end of it, you will have a lengthy conversation with anybody else that has seen it about what did you know and when, who was doing what, where, when, and why. And it's Very good indeed. Indeed, top of your list, I would say. All right, and
Okay,
I don't say that
yeah.
lightly.
No, I
You
know.
will
You even
love
said like
this.
we should do a Takeover Tuesday on this.
You
You were
well
so
after it.
impressed with it.
Yeah.
And I
there
was
is
like,
no
that's why I was
question.
like, I think that's when I
Yeah.
bought it. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And I meant to
Yeah.
see it before we got to it. And
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance.
I was talking to a prosecutor friend of mine the other day, the guy that does tune in, Christian, if you're listening, hey buddy, and I think he listens rather than watches live. But because he was talking about when we mentioned Send Help, and he was saying how much he's looking forward to that. But he had read the book of this, and he was saying, because I'd said, "Oh, have you seen The Houseman? You know, it's pretty good." He said, "Well, I've read the book," and he was like, "Oh, the book's incredible." And so he absolutely can't wait. And by the way, if you do get the physical version of this, because it's a little extra thing, there are sequels. There are sequel books, and the UK one, I don't know whether the US one does it, but the UK one has a booklet in the box that has the first 3 or 4 chapters of the next book.
Oh,
So you can watch it, and it's a very faithful adaptation. So you can finish the film and then read the next few chapters of the next book, which is not something I've not encountered before. It's a bit new. It's quite clever.
Yeah.
Haven't done it. Haven't got time for that. But it's there if you want to do it. So if you're interested, you can. But yeah, so I thought it was fantastic. I really did enjoy this. Now it's 4K UHD. It's in Dolby Atmos. And it's a Lionsgate release, as you could probably tell from kind of the thing along the bottom there. So it's a Lionsgate movie. They know how to make a home theater presentation. And whilst this is it's not a bang crash wallop mix, it is nevertheless a very evocative mix, a very cleverly done mix. And when things start to happen, and again, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but when this movie goes to where the movies that I like tend to go, the sound is appropriately icky, and is really good. Video is beautiful. It's like a Sony disc is how it looks. You've got the house that these people live in is ridiculously beautiful. Oh, he's got a bit of a rubbish home theater though, Deej. Let me just say that for anyone that's seen it, the home theater is poor for someone who's so wealthy, but he does have junior mints. I think, did I send you a picture of his? I think I did, didn't I?
You sent me a picture of like his
so he has those,
concession
good,
stand.
But the theater's rubbish. But it all looks beautiful. The details are incredible. The image quality is great. Colors are awesome. And if you're a fan of Sydney Sweeney, and a friend of mine I know is wildly in love with her, then you are not changed with what you see in this film. And it was very much his favorite bit. Or bits.
I couldn't say it fast enough. I was like, bits.
Yeah.
Just a bit. Just a bit. One of them? One bit?
Bits. 16 bits.
16 of them. Okay.
Well, she's a busy girl. It's absolutely fantastic. It really, really is good. And if you get a chance to see it, then I do recommend it. Indeed, as I said, you and I could talk about this movie all night. All night. And so
we don't have a problem with doing that with almost any of the movies.
No, that is true. That is true.
We absolutely hated it. It's like, what was the one last week we opened the show? I was editing it, right?
Yeah.
And
Apex,
so when what is it?
Apex.
Apex. Yes. Yeah. We both. And when you're editing it, right, editing the show out, and you can see, like, I can see the time frame, right? So like, here's where we open with it, and I know because of like the sounders and stuff where the next one is, and it's like, if you look at the timeline, there's a huge chunk for Apex, and then we did like 5 movies after it, and they all got little chunks. It's like our show title Begonia was like, we're out of time, so this was great, we loved it, gotta go, bye-bye. Because we spent like an hour on Apex. We do not rehearse this ahead of time. We just go.
Oh yeah, man, that's the fun of it. But yeah, I do say, genuinely put this at the top of your list. Anyone that's wavering on this, that hasn't seen it, if you like, your psychological thriller type movies, then this is for you. It is violent. It is a bit gory at times. There are some, again, I suppose I should give the public service warning a little bit. Some people might find this triggering in terms of some of the content in this. It is full on, but it's very, very good indeed. And it's a great story, and a top-notch audio video presentation for this movie. Don't expect masses of bass, don't expect explosions. There's not really that. but what you do get is very good indeed. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I can see why, because they were a bit nervous when it came out. Apparently, they'd spent quite a bit of money on this, and there was some uncertainty as to how this was going to do, and it was wildly popular. I mean, it went crazy, and I can see why there were repeat viewings, because it makes perfect sense, and I can see why someone would come out, ring their friends, and go, "I loved it. Do you want to go see this?"
Yeah.
And then see it again, because it is definitely a conversation at the end of it, a long conversation about who saw what, when, where, and why.
Right.
Yeah, there we go. I'm not going to say how you might get longer, but anyway, it's very, very good. So, and I do recommend it. So there we go. What they say in the chat again, I got excited. So Dom says need to watch it with the wife who read and loved the book. Oh, okay, Dom. Fair enough. Don't have the kids in the room, Dom. That's all I'm saying. Not while it's on.
Yeah.
And so yeah. So Paul Hurt says heard the director on a podcast yesterday. Yes, I had the wrong end of the stick. Now I need to see it. Paul, you definitely need to see it. Yeah,
he actually Paul corrects that later, and he said it wasn't the director; it was the actual sound design.
Oh yeah. So well worth it. Jordan loved it. Yeah, overall great adaptation. Wasn't a fan of her performance. Okay, interesting.
No.
All right, I thought she was pretty good. Performance was very good, very very convincing.
They were very convincing.
I gave it my full attention.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. And then Dob says, "Yeah, I know." All right, good. Well, fair enough. What a Dob. I figured you did, mate. So well worth it. Really well worth it. This is a properly good time in the theater. So yeah, highly recommended. This one.
Sounds it.
Oh yeah.
All
Hear me
right.
now. Believe me when you've seen it.
Yep. All righty then. Here we go. All right.
Okay, all right.
Let's see. What was the one? I had a funny thing come up. Greg texted me. You were saying about they had a crappy theater, and it reminded me. Greg texted earlier. He's like, home theater system. He's like, I love the details. So somebody's putting a home theater system on Facebook Marketplace or whatever, and it's like, here's the description: Epson projector, Marantz receiver, Wilkin and Bowers speakers, 5 surround sound, subwoofers, 2 projector screen, 2 years old, barely used. That's their description of it. And Joe actually said, he goes, his favorite is the Wilkin and Bowers speakers, like it backwards.
Yeah, W&B.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, yeah, it's everything. I go, it's got to be somebody selling somebody else's stuff. And most likely, a wife selling, her husband's stuff. If he, I don't know, passed away, divorced, whatever.
Are we giving them a backstory, Deej? What's happened? Did she murder him? What happened?
Oh God, it always goes to murder for you.
Well, unfortunately, very often in my professional life, it does. There was, not just, this is not a case I'm dealing with, Deej, but just to give you an idea as to how hardcore life can be. This is not, as I said, I make this clear, this is not a case I'm dealing with, so there's no confidentiality issues here. But there's been a case here in the last couple of days. It's all over the local news here, where a couple who have got a domestic violence background. The rumor has it, allegedly, he has gone around to her address with a hand grenade and just let it off. Just killed them both.
He did is that a rumor? Like, it was an explosion. Usually aren't rumors.
It was there was a big explosion. 2 people were killed. They're treating it as a homicide against her. Okay. And the discussion has been that it was a hand grenade. Now they're not easy to come by generally.
She used the hand grenade?
He did. Yeah.
No, that's how you do it. It's like, yeah. Wow, that's unique.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They should.
That is hardcore.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they should ban hand grenades.
Oh. I think it's probably for the best.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, you shouldn't be walking around with those.
No. Well, we definitely don't want people in the Navy doing it, Deej, do we?
No.
Or ex-people in the Navy.
No.
John's in. Hey, John. How you doing, buddy? Just says, hey, good evening, everyone. A bit late
how
today.
we doing?
That's okay. And Rach says hello as well. Rach
dropped in.
Yeah. Hey, Rach. How you doing? Okay. Right. So there we go. So that's
all right.
So what are we on to next then?
Do you want to do one more, and then I'll do one? Because
Ooh,
I
go
have a new theme in mine. Tease it out here. I'm gonna.
Hmm.
It actually comes off. I've had this one for a few weeks,
Mhm.
but it's coming off of our ninja
Oh,
span. So
not
this,
the one that we're thinking about that's got ninjas on the cover.
Nope.
That
Nope.
one, another one. Ooh,
No,
okay.
this is another one that is, talk about it, but it was brought to my attention by a friend of the show. I'll mention it at the time, but I was like, yes, that is absolutely a ninja movie, and away we go. That's what I did. So, what would
Okay.
you like to do
Well,
next?
let me do one where I throw a salute out to Dominic and to Jordan. So that's the one that's got the poster. Looks like the poster rather than the thing there. Yeah.
All right.
This is why these guys have been trying to get me to see this for such a long time, and this week I find that that's the one. And any arachnophobes might want to, put your fingers in your ears, cover your eyes for the next few minutes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Here we go.
Okay. So huge shout out to Dominic, as I say, to Dom and to Jordan, who have been telling me about this movie for a long time. Although I say that's a 2024 film, so not like that long. Feels like a long time. And this is the movie Infested. Which I have been aware of forever since it, fun enough, and Jordan and I think, were talking about this earlier in the week, which is what made me think about it. It's since Sting. Do you remember the film Sting a couple of years ago? That was the whistling spider movie in a block of flats or a block of apartments, and it was kind of feasting on everything, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. But that was one. Now this one is a French movie from 2024. Now I've rented this. And I did rent it. I haven't bought it. I rented it on iTunes because bizarrely, and this is, I still can't quite process this. Bizarrely, there is a 4K disc in Germany, I'm told. There's a 4K disc in France, I'm told. Neither of them has English subtitles.
Oh.
Now, I cannot get my head around why a distributor would release a 4K disc of this and then cut out all the English-speaking market. It just feels weird to me because it's a French movie. It's in the French language. And it's, so it's and yet on streaming platforms, English subtitles. So it's very, very strange. I'm sure it'll be a contractual thing, but it's just weird.
Well, didn't we kind of do that with Godzilla -1? Like we couldn't find it.
Yeah, they did in Japan, didn't they? Yeah, true.
They didn't release it, and it basically it's like a marketing thing. Like if you're going to see this, this is where we want you to see it, and we're not going to release any. I remember everybody like all the 4K versions came out over in Japan and everything but nothing came out with English speaking.
No, but that was one territory, whereas this is across in the same continent.
Yeah,
they're not going to release it. Like so in Germany, presumably German subtitles, but no English. It's so odd, but
probably because they don't want us to import it. They don't want us to get it until we can get it, and and it also will be able to stream it. It keeps that stream the most valuable aspect. Yeah,
well,
exactly.
I genuinely hope. Yes, and of course. Oh yeah, well done, Dom. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, of course, and it's from the same director, Deej, as Evil Dead Burn.
Oh, all right. So
yeah,
okay.
That's all symmetry.
So I don't even have to worry if it gets an English version.
I genuinely hope it will. And so this was rented, as I said. I haven't bought it. That's why it says 47 hours at the top, because you got 48 hours to watch it once you start.
Right.
So I rented this because, again, Dom's been telling me about it. Jordan's been telling me about it. And I think it's on Shudder in the UK, like the horror channel. But I rented this. So yeah, it's in 1080p. It's in only Dolby Digital Audio. But that's the only way I could get it and then see it with English subtitles. My French isn't bad, but it's not good enough to not need subtitles.
Yeah.
So story goes, we begin in what I think must be the North African desert. And we've got a group of people who are hunting something. We don't really know what, but it transpires fairly quickly that they are hunting for spiders. And they locate a spider, which then, this is right at the beginning, attacks one of them, which you would have thought would make them think maybe we ought to just leave this one alone. But oh no. As things are wont to happen in these movies, they immediately catch a number of them, and one of them is shipped to France. And we then have our eponymous hero Caleb, who likes to own like reptiles and amphibians and various creatures in his apartment block. And he then buys this spider, not really knowing anything about it, brings it back to the apartment. and things go wrong from there. And you can see from that picture just how wrong they go. And this is then, I mean, I said about Sting, I've said about things like arachnophobia, stuff like that, but I will tell you, if you're an arachnophobe, this movie is not for you. And I'm not. I love spiders. I've got no problem with spiders at all. In fact, I removed a hand-sized spider night before last from the house. I won't hurt them. I'll catch them, remove them. But if you're an arachnophobe, this film is not for you. This film will absolutely freak you out.
Yeah, I don't mind.
And if you see it in a dark room, big screen with the surround up, you really will feel it.
And
so
you get the itchies. Like,
well, they move really cleverly. The person that's the CG in this, and I think they are pretty much all CG, has spent a lot of time on the movement of them. So that couple of little short movements and then suddenly run really quickly and then stop, that kind of thing. And there's a number of shots of characters in the foreground, and then you've got the spiders moving in the background, and they're moving very realistically. And so it's, as I said, for whenever I've spoken to someone who is an arachnophobe, and I know a load of people that are, they all, without question, to a person, they all say the same thing. When I say, what are you afraid of? Getting bitten? Are you afraid about, like how big they are? Is that they all say the same thing. It's how they move.
Yeah.
That's what they don't like. They find that really freaky and creepy. So the person that's done the CG on this is obviously well aware of that and has animated them accordingly. And there's a lovely shot. There's a fantastic shot, pullback shot down a corridor.
I just love how there's a lovely shot.
Yeah, well, it is a great shot.
I know. It's lovely.
True. Well, especially when I tell you what it is. So there's you might be right. There is a shot of our characters at one end of a hallway, right? And they realize they've got to come through this hallway to get to where they need to go. And so, and there's a lovely shot where the camera holds on their expressions as they open the door.
Yeah,
it holds on their expressions, and you could, you just don't know what that is. And then the camera pulls back along the corridor, right the way along. And as it pulls back, it begins to turn like that, so the camera spins in 360 degrees slowly. And in that corridor, there's cobwebs and just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these fairly sizable spiders, and as the camera pulls back, you see them all moving, and it's a fantastic shot. And again, to an arachnophobe, it must be like their worst nightmare. I tried to show it to someone who is is afraid of spiders, and I said to them, look, it'll be all right. I just want you to see a few seconds of this film. You haven't got to watch the movie. I just want to see your reaction to this. And this person was like, I won't use the word this person used because it's a family show.
Was it lovely? They didn't use the word lovely.
No. And
that's lovely.
Yes, it was something like go forth and multiply using Anglo-Saxon verbiage.
Yeah.
So, and probably for the best, to be fair, because I don't think they
go try to multiply yourself.
Yeah, exactly that. That's like the spiders.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
So now I thoroughly enjoyed the film. I thought the film was great. It's every bit the movie that Dom and Jordan promised me it was. It was really, really good. I had a great time with it. And it's a fun movie. It's a knowing movie, and it's also got all the stuff that you want in that kind of schlocky B movie. Now the image quality, bear in mind 1080p on a stream, was solid. It's not great. I think that there is some black crush and there are some issues here and there with some banding and some bits and pieces, but I put that down to the stream. I don't think that's the movie. The audio is good. Now, bizarrely, now spiders, in my experience, don't make noise. They're silent. But in these kinds of movies, you've got to have them make a noise because you need to have that. And so when you do get that,
like windshield wipers in a Carl Ellsworth movie, they gotta make noise.
Carl would love this, by the way. He would absolutely love this.
Bet.
But the spiders make little sort of chittering noises. And so when you get these when they're crawling around the walls, you can hear them. And of course, that's all moving around the room because it's in Neural X when I'm watching on with this. And when you get that shot as it pulls down the corridor, you know those sort of chittering noises move right down the corridor with the thing, so you can feel it and hear it going down the walls. I really did enjoy this. I will pick this up tomorrow if we get a 4K, UHD version. DTS HD is fine. Titles, I will get this tomorrow. Honestly, there was part of me thinking it's not a complicated story. I could probably remember it. Shall I just get the French version anyway? And I genuinely was thinking that, but then I thought, well, no, it's got to be coming at some point. So I've held off. But boy, oh boy, was this a lot of fun. And I think Rachel said she'll give it a rent. I definitely recommend it, Rachel. This car, now, it wasn't a cheap rental. It was like $5.99. It's quite a lot for an HD movie, but it was still well worth it. And I watched certain sequences of this multiple times during that 48 hours. That hallway shot, I must have watched 10 times.
So you can rent. Where did you rent it, on Amazon?
iTunes. Yeah, it's iTunes. You can tell.
Okay, so I'm seeing it on Amazon for $4 to rent. But okay, yeah, I'm looking. I was looking it up.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. John, obviously, John Ciccone. John, if you're listening, and you do catch this, I think you'll get a kick out of this as well. Anyone that likes creature features will love this. Yeah. And don't let that it's in French put you off. The subtitles are perfectly accessible. It's not crazy. And it was a lot of fun. So I do recommend this for sure. And let me know what you think when you guys have seen it. Yeah. And anyone, by the way, that becomes aware, of a 4K version of this with English subtitles, and if I don't see it, just let me know, please, because then I'll order it straight away.
Yeah.
So great. Nice. Very, very cool.
All right. All righty. Let's see. What do I got here?
Right. So what's your ninja then?
Ninja. So, all right. Oops. Let me see. Boom, boom. There we go. I'll have that up there. So I will put it on the screen. Let's see if it'll go up there. Boom. Oh, I got to stop this one first. There we go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can have the ninja. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So is this not? So it was John Manzoni. He texted me. I think he was watching it. He goes, "Does this count as a ninja movie?" I was like,
"Loads of ninjas."
Absolutely. I'm like, that's the training.
Yeah.
So it made me, fire this up on ye old Kaleidoscape and and watch it in my screening room on the OLED. And oh my God, I never it is. So
just for those just for those not
Batman Begins.
Yeah, there you go. Just for those listening.
We hadn't said anything. Yes, Batman Begins. Sorry, you're right. I thought I did say it. I was like, yep, Batman Begins for the audio only people. Sorry about that. You get so excited. So forgive me for all the people that have had an OLED and have been dealing with this, or an amazing projector system or something like that. But the vibrancy of this is amazing. And it's, for me, it was like, I think it was always there. Like I saw it before, but now sitting this close to it with the deep blacks, the brights and everything like that. But the color of blue in this movie, the way the vibrancy in how saturated it is. And it's, with the blue flower going up the mountain for that. It's like, but there's so much blue in this movie and it looks so good. I don't know why. I was just like, I was just fascinated with how vibrant this movie was, and not just the color blue, but all together. Because when I think of the Nolan trilogy, I think of it being like not muted. I never said that like we do about the Batman, how that because the black levels aren't as deep in that. So I never thought of it that way, but now seeing it like this again, and maybe it's because I hadn't seen Batman Begins in particular in a little while, and seeing just how good it looks, how vibrant it looks, it was just amazing. It absolutely amazing, and so much fun to go back and revisit where it came from. And it's like, and I'm doing them all, so I've already done. I'll do do more as we go along. But seeing how this all began, because what is this, 05, I believe? I can't remember.
Sounds.
It was,
was it 2003? I'll tell you
now.
No, 05. No, you're right. It's 2005.
Was it 05? Yeah, because I know Dark Knight was in 08. That came out the same year, I'm pretty sure, as Iron Man. So yeah, Dark Knight was 08, came out the same year as Iron Man. So this Batman Begins comes out, 5 years before the MCU was even a thought, right? And and that's, you go back to like, this is a comic book movie, it's like, And Nolan, it's even thinking of Nolan now, and we have like the Odyssey coming out and everything. It's like Nolan did a Batman movie. It's like,
Did 3 of them.
yeah, that's what I mean. And it's like, this is almost, what, 20 years ago? Almost 20 years ago now that this came out. So we're looking at what right now? So we're looking at like 28 years ago. I mean, 18 years ago.
21. Yeah, 21 years, isn't it? 2005. We're in 2026 now, Deej.
Oh, yeah. No, but yeah, I'm sorry. Because I was thinking of Dark Knight.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this came out. It is 20 years, 21 years ago. So yeah, definitely. And again, these movies, they're not Atmos, no object based. This was before all of that. And he's not, you're not going to get them in that. And they'll rival any Atmos track. The bass in these movies and in Batman Begins is amazing. The scene in the well with the bats and all of that, amazing. What were you going to say?
Why do we fall, Bruce?
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me this, Deej. What do we think? Was this his last movie in scope in 235? Haven't everyone since then been 185 since this?
Variable. Dark Knight was variable. Dark Knight is variable.
Yeah,
on Kaleidoscape, it's not. Kaleidoscape, it's framed. It is 235. Same with this one.
Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises.
185.
I think that was a variable as well. I'll tell you
All
when I
right,
see
but
it.
since
I
then
haven't seen that one yet.
they've been all pretty much 185, haven't they? I think they have. I think maybe, I don't know, Inception, now that I think about it. I don't know. I always think of them as full frame. Maybe they're not actually. Yeah,
Tenet was like variable. Dunkirk was variable.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, they all go into a variable, but they it'll be interesting to go through and see which ones because I remember when I got the Kaleidoscape, I was excited that Kaleidoscape had the standard, the 235 and not variable because I just wanted to put my masking up. Right. And just have that. But now in here, I'm like, I kind of want the variable and see it because it's fun to experience that.
Welcome to my world.
Exactly.
Yes,
yeah, exactly. And when I go back to a full-fledged screen again and I have masking, I want that version. But yeah. So, but yes, if you haven't revisited this in a while, definitely, I can't believe it's 21 years. Definitely aged very, very well. Think of other movies that are 21 years old and you'd be like, not so good. This one's very good. So, but yes, again, like I said, I don't know why I was blown away by the vibrancy and saturation of the color in this movie, but I was. It looks amazing in 4K and HDR. It's and I believe, is it also Dolby Vision? Yes, it is. They're Dolby Vision as well. They do have the upgrade to Dolby Vision now. No Atmos, but Dolby Vision. So, pretty
nice.
Pretty
No,
cool.
fair play. They are good.
And those talking about an Atmos scene, not an Atmos scene, but an audio scene, is that scene on the ice, which is a ninja scene. Beware of your surroundings and that. And I remember getting that at home the first time and hearing it here, and now it's like and hearing it, that sound go away from you past your walls in your room. So good. So good.
They must have 4K discs, aren't they? All three.
Oh yeah. It's absolutely. I'm looking forward to Dark Knight Rises because I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that in a long time. That's probably my third of the three, but
perhaps he's wondering why you shoot a man before throwing him out of the plane. I mean, the accent is comedic. I mean, I do find that Bane's
but it's a
accent
comic
is
book.
laughable, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm not sure quite what Tom Hardy was doing there, but there we go.
He's doing a comic book character's voice.
Yeah.
And he gave it its own character, really. It's like,
well, he gave it too much, didn't he? They had to basically redub it.
Yeah, it's like I was born in the dark.
You really adopted it.
So now I'm really looking forward to that one.
Now, just going back briefly, just back to the spiders. So Jan says a couple of months ago I was weed whacking the garden. I hope that's not a euphemism. And at one point, something itching in my neck turned out to be a tarantula. Just think they heard me on the other side of the valley.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's a little itch. It's like
Where is
how
Jan? Where is-
small
we
do
know where
they
he is?
get? How
Yeah,
small do tarantulas get? Like,
Yeah,
I'm like, I feel like when you know it's like a size of your hand. Like it's like,
yeah, like the opening of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
yeah, why does it happen? Yeah.
But there we go. I was going to ask you where he is, so it'd be useful to know where that was, so we can
Don't
avoid
go
that
there.
That's great. All righty.
Oh
Okay.
God. All right. What
Mhm.
would you like next? And we'll wrap up with
Shall I do the
we
one that
shared,
I
or-
teased last week? Because I feel like I sort of owe it to them because we did talk about that. That's the one. Let's do that. Just let me get
Absolutely. I
very
wish I could have taken it. I know about it,
you're-
but yeah. But let's
Yeah.
let's hit this. It
Okay,
needs
let's
to be.
do this.
I wasn't
Okay.
able to get the 4K version.
Okay. Well, this is the wrong time of year for it, really, because it should be spring, not fall.
Yeah, exactly.
Or summer even now.
It's
Right.
fall.
Okay. So
the
then-
movie is fall, so we're not talking
Yes.
seasons for the audio only people. We are talking fall.
fall. Yes, indeed, and not the fall. It is fall.
Nope.
And this is a 2022 movie, which I believe, I'll be corrected if I'm wrong, but I think I reviewed the Blu-ray when it came out a while back. So it was the Blu-ray and it had DTS HD Master Audio 5.1. Now, around the time it came out on Blu-ray, it also hit Kaleidoscape, and the Kaleidoscape version was 4K and also had Atmos. And I know that because I recommended this to Todd. Todd watched it and absolutely was blown away by the Kaleidoscape version. Now, in the US, it
No,
was released.
Kaleidoscape doesn't have it. I have Kaleidoscape. It doesn't have it.
Oh, Todd watched it on Kaleidoscape. So whether they changed it and no longer have it, I don't know, but he definitely did. Because he did a video thanking me, which is very sweet of him. And
I
then put
have
up on
it.
Twitter.
4K SDR
Hmm.
and DTS Master Audio
Oh,
5.1.
okay. Oh, right. I could have swore it was Atmos. Okay. Oh, well, there we go. then.
Yeah, maybe
right, so-
it wasn't. Maybe they
Yeah.
because that has happened in the past, but usually they don't pull that down. The studio wouldn't do that. They'll take the whole movie down, like they did with what was the one Travis and I talked about? Swayze, the surfer, Swayze,
Point Break.
Keanu Reeves,
Point Break.
Point Break. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, so I thought you had that. No, fair enough. I stand
Yeah.
corrected. But so they did release it though on 4K disc in the US. I think I said last week. I think it was a Walmart exclusive. I think in fact it was Best
Yeah.
Buy, and I think Jordan said it was Best Buy in the chat. So fair play to him. But what was weird about that is that it was that was 4K. That was in Atmos. But it was not only was it a Best Buy exclusive, it was region locked. So all us over here that are used to just importing it when we want it had no chance. I mean, I've not heard of a multi-region 4K player, and so people couldn't watch it. So I didn't import it. Now, lo and behold, finally last week it dropped in the UK on 4K, HDR, and in Dolby Atmos. And I really like the movie. This was my third time seeing it. I think it was third time. So I saw the Blu-ray, I saw the Netflix version around someone's house, and then this is my chance to see it in 4K. So story is kind of exactly as you see there. That pretty much encapsulates the story. We have two young women, who one of whom's a bit of a kind of is an adrenaline junkie. She's got a YouTube channel, surprisingly enough, and she ropes in her friend quite literally to climb this TV tower that's 2,000 meters high. And they climb up it. Wouldn't you know, as you see from that picture, things go wrong and they end up stranded, and it's what happens next. So the film is fantastic. I mean, it's a really good movie, a perfect example of these kind of one location thrillers, like Phone Booth, like, those kinds of movies where, you're trapped in one particular location and kind of what happens. And it's a really well done movie with twists and turns. It's not as you might expect. It's really, really good. Now, the reason to review this again is what we have here, ladies and gents, in terms of, we'll do the video first. This has to be the biggest leap in quality from Blu-ray to 4K that I have ever seen. Now, I do not say that lightly. I don't say it unadvisedly. I've got what 12, 1300 4K discs, if not more now, something in that region. So I've seen a few.
Number's not going down.
No, they're definitely not. And then almost double that in terms of Blu-rays. So I like to think I know the difference between Blu-ray and 4K, and I agree. Most of the time, the jump in quality between Blu-ray and 4K is not as big as it was between DVD and Blu-ray. Okay, I think we all kind of accept that. This is, however, an exception to that rule. Now, I know the Blu-ray well. As soon as this disc went on, my jaw hit the floor. It begins with a rock climbing sequence. In fact, it's almost identical to the opening of Apex. In fact, starts with a rock climbing sequence, and straight away the detail level on the rock surface that they're climbing on is night and day over the Blu-ray. There is way more detail, and that detail just carries on, and the HDR then gives it that vibrancy that the Blu-ray was lacking. And at the top of the tower, there's a red light flashing, and there's a shot at night from up on the tower looking down, and that red light glows in like it hasn't before. And because of the way they've shot this, the extra detail levels gives it a three-dimensionality that the Blu-ray doesn't have. Now, we talked about arachnophobia. I don't suffer from vertigo. I'm not afraid of heights, and I've got no problem with heights at all. And yet, during this film, there are a number of shots deliberately from above as they're climbing and as they're sort of doing their stuff. And it is so three-dimensional that I would defy anybody watching this on a sizable screen at an appropriate distance. Thanks, Mr. Silver, from an appropriate distance, that to not feel your heart rate going. I could feel my heart beating in my chest. And I've seen the movie before. I know what happens, and yet I genuinely
you feel the immersion you feel is
and it's so three-dimensional. You genuinely feel at any moment, I'm going to fall through this. I'm going to fall into this screen. It is a beautiful 4K transfer. It's stunningly good. And this is before I talk about all the rust and on the platforms and all the blood and the guts. And there is blood and guts in this, and the sky and the night times, all the little blinking lights at night and all that stuff. That's before I get to any of that. It is a fantastic video presentation of a really good movie. Now let's talk audio.
Okay.
Everything I just said about the video applies to the audio.
For the Atmos, really?
Yeah.
You were saying that last week. You were saying how you were amazed.
Yeah. So I was about halfway through it last week when we did the show, but I already knew. So as soon as they get to the tower, right as they're beginning to climb it, this tower feels like it's alive. It feels like an animal that is just waiting for them. The kind of the groaning and the moaning and the straining of the guidelines and of the rusting metal and all this stuff just floats around the room. It feels threatening. You feel this sense of danger, which of course is exactly what the director wants you to feel. And as they start to climb, and you've got the wind whipping around the speakers, that will have been the baked beans. Sorry, no, the wind whipping around the speakers. You've got the rusting metal, the creaking and the groaning, all this kind of stuff, and the whole thing feels alive with sound. And that's nothing like the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray just doesn't come close to it. This ain't an Atmos button mix, Deej. This is someone going, how can we use these extra speakers to give this dimensionality?
Expand the stage.
So the dimensionality of the video will match that with the dimensionality of the audio as well. And it's just awesome. And there are scenes where they're being attacked by vultures. Doesn't make any sense, but they are. And they're zipping around, and that's moving down, and you sort of duck in your seat as they come over. It's honestly very, very good. I reckon this is reference for this kind of movie. The video and audio, it's awesome. And honestly, if anyone out there that doesn't already own this in 4K should buy it immediately. It's not expensive. It's $22.99 here, I think it was. It is because we should support, in my view, movies where they take the time on a movie that's 4 years old now, which most people already will own, and they don't necessarily, I think, assume you'd buy it again.
Yeah.
But I think that we ought to support the filmmakers and the studios that are releasing these kinds of movies in this quality, because
Yeah,
they're
you're
giving
supporting the
you
quality.
a new movie. Yeah,
Right.
awesome.
Not just, the idea isn't just to slap a badge on it and say, look,
Yeah.
I got an Atmos track and you just buy that. It's like, no,
Mhm.
when they're legit and it's like, and when it's that good,
Yeah.
that's what we want. That's how you vote. You pay,
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
pay with your
wallet.
dollars, and you be like, all right, we need to make more. Now, how, that way when they're in their meetings and like, why did this one do so well? Well, go listen to Brightside Home Theater. It's like, because it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Who would have figured if you give a good product, people are going to buy it? Oh, crap. We got to
If you
do
make
something
it, they
good.
will come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And Don won't, and Jordan won't forgive me if I don't tell him and say that there is a sequel coming later this year. And then there's a third one apparently.
Is it called
in the
Bounce?
planning stage. Well, yeah, I know. I mean,
Fall, bounce. Oh, no.
fall slower.
Yeah.
Falling. It falls. It's
Fell.
which is apparent, which, and the story of that sounds a bit silly. I mean, Jordan's told me it, and I'm like, no, okay, but I no doubt we'll see it because of this. But this release is a totally different beast to the Blu-ray and to the DVD, which is being mentioned in the chat. If you've got the Blu-ray, which Mike Piantadosi says he has, and Splat, yeah, nice, Paul, I like it. And Dorinda saying the 4K must be a big upgrade from the DVD. Oh yes.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, guys, I'm underselling it. All right. I mean, my excitement. No one was happier than me seeing this like this. I loved it. Now the problem is, I don't think I could include this on my top 10 of the year because, of course, it's not a new movie. It's not a new release as such. If I could, I almost certainly would. But I don't
it just
think
come
I
out this
can.
year?
It's a re-release. Well, it's a re-release though, isn't it? So I don't think.
So was Twister.
I suppose. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Well, this may well be in my top 10 somewhere then. Certainly.
We've done it before. I mean, we have set
we
that
make our
precedent.
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, but very good. Paul says, Paul Hurt, any worthwhile extras? I don't know, Paul. I never look at the extras, as you well know.
Yeah, parachute.
Parachute. That's it. So yeah, no, I don't know, Paul. Sorry, I don't know, Paul. Sorry, mate. But I've got the disc there somewhere. But yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't get it for the extras. Get it for the HD experience. It's awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Nice. It's all about the experience. I read that before.
I don't know where I've heard that before. Sounds like a good saying. I don't know.
Yeah, nice. Dom's just asking, are Shelter and The Whistle any good? I don't think I'm going to get well, I haven't seen Shelter yet, Dom. I've got the 4K disc, haven't seen it. I have seen Whistle. I've got thoughts on that, Dom, which we'll have to save till next week, buddy. All right.
Yeah.
You might want to hold off just for now, but I'll talk to you more about that next week. Or via DM if you want.
Michael has a good question. Yeah, I'll pop up.
Which one?
Talking about my display behind me. Are you all concerned about screen burn-in, or is that not an issue anymore? I am not super concerned with it. It could become an issue, but I dial that back pretty good, just because it's typically, I mean, once you calibrate it down, the brightness comes down, everything. It probably isn't a good idea, but for the show, it's like 2 hours a week. It's really, that's the only time.
Doesn't it have frame shift now as well?
Yeah, it has. And I have all that set up, but I mean, you could, and everything I've read, it's not as bad as it used to be, like years and years ago. It takes a while to really do it. So, and I did read one thing once that it's like, usually by the time you're close to it, even if you like ran it, where it really happens now is people use them in like a restaurant or something, and they'll run the ticker tape underneath it. And if you do the same channel every day, that's what will burn in. That's where you get, but you have to have it for hours and hours and hours every day, all day. And then you might get it. But what they're saying is usually if you run your TV that long to get to this, you're probably replacing it for other reasons before that would even happen. But to Michael's point, we are kind of, we nitpick everything, so it wouldn't take much for me to be like, so yeah, there is a concern, but I do like having it as a backdrop. So, and I do change it every now and then, usually when we do the show, but I left Star Wars up there for for the obvious reasons being Star Wars Day. Speaking of which, let me put Star Wars back on the
Yeah.
poster. There we go.
Jordan just says there it's audio commentary, making of, and music video in fall. You wouldn't think they could do a lot of dancing at the top of there, could you? Really? But there we go. Moonwalk right off the edge.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, we ready to?
Should we get to our? Yeah, let's do this. Don't you have to shout this, Deej? You can't just say this. You have to shout this based on the music thing in the 90s.
All right, I'll let you do it. It's like it's like finish it. Yeah, never mind.
Finish
could
it.
do that. Yeah, exactly. I had a whole watching this movie. All right, let's just get to it for people.
Yeah, you can't just say it. You've got to say Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
you've got to shout
finish him.
Finish him. Fatality.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So now, why did you come to watch this again, Deej? Is it because I put it in, or was it that you'd seen it first and then I randomly put it in as well? I can't remember who saw it first.
I saw it and I was like, I honestly don't remember. I think it came across my timeline for something else, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to see that. And maybe that's why I came across my feed on, it could have come across on Twitter or something like that. And then I saw you and I was like, and I already had it. So I owned it. I just had to download it at the time. And this is what, like I said, John Menthor got me going on Batman, right? For Ninja stuff. He's the one that contacted me. You got to go back to 2021. And he had seen this. He goes, don't sleep on this. It was like, he put out a tweet about it. And I talked about it in a Takeover Tuesday back then. And it's in the comments on that episode. And, he's like, yeah, he goes, this is what like the 10 Rings should have been tomorrow, and I was like, oh yeah. And they actually, you see, but it's very, very good. I thought, I mean, as far as a home theater experience and stuff. And if you're a fan of the video game and everything, absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, because the sequel's coming out later this week, actually. I think it's on Friday it's out.
Yeah.
And I should be able to get to see it, if not this weekend, then next week. I've got some time off, so I'm hoping to go see that in IMAX as well, fingers crossed, to try out a new local IMAX cinema. So I'm really, hoping to try it out with this. And so, yeah, I've been meaning to rewatch this again. I've seen it a couple of times. I saw the stream because this is 2021. So this got a truncated home theater release, home release. And then I think it might have had a very short theatrical release, but very, very short, like blink and you'll miss it. Mainly it was an at-home premiere. And I think I saw the stream, and then I saw the 4K disc, and this is then my third watch of it in 4K. And I've been meaning to revisit it anyway, but with the sequel coming out, perfect excuse. And it's Mortal Kombat, and I remember playing this in the arcade, the first one in the arcade back in the late 90s, and I was a big fan of Street Fighter and Street Fighter 2, and this sort of thing came along with kind of digitized characters. And I remember playing it, right, and then I was on this bridge, and then the computer beat me, and it usually like finish him. I was like, okay, what does that mean? And the next thing I know, I remember vividly this thing sort of giving me an uppercut, falling into a pit on spikes, and just blood everywhere. And I remember thinking, what the? I won't say the word.
Yeah.
But it was wowzers. Like, I've never seen that before. Anyway, and since then, always loved Mortal Kombat and played it loads of times. And so, yeah, I actually really like this. And I quite like the 90s versions, sort of. I quite like them. They're okay, but they're not great. I mean, the music's the most memorable thing about that. And again, where someone shouts Mortal Kombat, in that. Yeah. But I do like this version of it, and I liked it when I first saw it, and I liked it again when I saw it this time. I mean, it is Mortal Kombat; it's all there. It's the game come to life.
It's all, and they use like little lines to reference the game. If you don't know the game, you just hear a line, and it's like, like there's a line like, "I'm gonna rip your spine out." And you're like, and that was one of the finish moves. Like you could rip a guy, and then that's what the game was known for, is how graphic it was.
Oh yeah,
and that's what was the best part. It's like, it was like the blood splurt, because they did that in this. The blood splurting or whatever. The ripping the spine. They don't actually do that, but they said ripping the heart out. You could do that. That was a finish move.
Yeah.
Yeah. And wasn't this the game that you could actually, like, a parent could lock, like, you could buy the game and the kid could play it and it wouldn't be as graphic, if I remember
It would have
right.
green blood rather than red.
Yeah, and
the
or the
Super
finish
Nintendo
moves
version
weren't
was-
as graphic. Yeah, you could could dial
The
it back.
SNES version famously had green blood initially because Nintendo wouldn't authorize it, wouldn't give it the Nintendo seal of approval. I was working at a video game shop when this came out, and the Nintendo wouldn't give it the seal of approval if it had blood because it was a family company and they weren't having that. So the Super Nintendo version it was green blood initially, but the Mega Drive version, the Genesis version for you guys, did have the blood, and so people were buying that. But yeah, it did. So anyway, so the movie. And yeah, it's I really like what they've done here, bearing in mind how cheesy this could and normally would have been. I actually think they pitched this really well. The ninja stuff's great. Scorpion, the opening sequence is just brings you right into it. Again, by the way, Man Rikigari chain. Again, same like with Ninja Assassin. So you get this thing swishing around the room. And that's really good. I mean, I think they handle the cheesiness of it very well. And because it's R-rated, you get blood and guts and gore, and people do purchase the farm in various inventive ways, which is all very good. But the thing that we really got to get to on this, the most important thing by miles, is the HT experience. And I've got a theory on this when we get to the audio, and I'll see if you're going to buy into my theory, Deej.
Okay.
But in terms of the video, let's do the video first. It looks beautiful. It's a Warner's disc, which feels like we haven't mentioned Warner's for a while, but it's a Warner's disc. And it's a thing of beauty. The colors, again, the HDR, you've got all the different things when you get Scorpion and all the flames and all that stuff, the lightning of Raiden and all that kind of thing. All of it was shot in Australia, by the way. So all the stuff that's supposed to be on Outworld is in a quarry in the outback. And again, you've got, like we talked about with Apex, those long shots of them walking through the desert, look really, really good. And I think it's absolutely awesome looking movie. I mean, it's just beautiful colors, detail, like the shadow detail is great. And the little bits of snow and the detail on Sub-Zero's arms and all the frozen stuff, looks absolutely awesome. And now the audio. Now, here's what I think, Deej. Now, let me just see what you think.
Yeah.
I think this might be a theatrical mix, not downgraded for home theater. And here's my theory. This is why I think that might be right. A number of reviewers have said the same, but my theory beyond that is, why would this be not mixed? Is it possible that the movie was designed to be released in theaters? This was not supposed to be a direct-to-video, but it pretty much was. Do we think, or do you think, I wonder whether they had the theatrical mix, they've done it, and were like, this is never going to see the inside of a theater. Let's put that mix on the disc and give the people at home what they would have heard in a theater. And that's why this mix feels much more bassy, much more present than a lot of the other mixes out there. Now, that's complete conjecture, and it might be nonsense.
Yeah.
But that's how I'm rationalizing it in my brain.
I get what you're saying. I just don't think that, like, talking to John Thompson all these years, and then also learning what we've learned even since THX and about theatrical mixes and how they play at home. I feel like that like a theatrical mix at home, just it's not as good. It takes the nuance out. It takes the whole reason like we enjoy what we get at home is because it's that intimate environment. So like stuff that is like supposed, you can actually hear stuff you can't hear in a theater. In the theatrical mix is actually, it's louder. It's going to be more, bombastic, and you'd be like, oh wow. So if you take that into the home, it's like, that's why THX started. That's why all this came about. It was like, all right, we got to kind of dial this back so that people can appreciate what is really going on. It's like, now granted, I appreciate what you're saying, because it's like, we just love like loud. We love that stuff. And especially back in the 80s and 90s, we just wanted it loud. I mean, my original home theater was just mono running all channels driven. And I was like, this is awesome, and that's awful. But I didn't have multi-channels in my room. So once you get it, you want them loud. I think it's more to the point of like when they do, it's not a bad thing to have the home mix. The home mix is actually better curated for us.
Yes.
Right? It's not like, hey, give me the theatrical mix because that's better. No, it's not better for here. Just like if you went to the theater, you don't want them playing the home mix. It wouldn't play as well there and vice versa. So it's like, it's not a matter of like it being better. I think, and what I felt was all of the sound is over the top, like the whole movie, right? Like the video game and everything. It's like, this is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be over the top. It's supposed to be immersive. Like you know, it's a ridiculous premise, but it's fun. I mean, not for a second did I think I'm sitting there watching a ridiculous premise. I was just having so much fun because of the experience.
Yeah.
You know, and it really is like a home theater roller coaster ride, like a amusement park ride. It's a blast. And it's
the bass on it.
Yeah.
Every time someone gets hit, you feel the punch, you feel the strength of that hit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think they would have done that. But again, you might be right. I just feel like, especially in a situation, you don't want to give them the wrong tool for what they're going to be experiencing. Right.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. I was just talking about that theater. Who was I talking about with? I forget. It was like people like they get the wrong idea and they buy the wrong stuff. A listener. I responded to an email, and it's like people think the money and like this, the theatrical mix, that's got to be better. It's louder. It's this. Yeah, but it's not for the right environment, right? And just like people like in home theater, the money spent is for the size, right? You need to spend more money on a projector for a longer throw and this and that. And people get the idea, well, quality is in money. Well, not always the case. And I gave the analogy of, it's like you're going to build a 12 by 12 deck on your house and you go to the lumber yard and buy 18-foot joists because they're more expensive. It's great. It's cheaper. The 12 ones are cheaper. They can't be as good. I'm going to buy the 18-foot ones and cut them when I get home. And that's like, it's that mentality. That's what you're doing when you overspend on a projector that doesn't need to have, it's like, what do you just dialed it all back. You just cut it off. There you go. So I feel like that's probably, the theatrical mix doesn't necessarily mean it's better. I just think it's a great mix.
Yeah, it just seems so over the top, so strong, so powerful as a mix that it stands out immediately from a lot of other discs that we've been listening to and watching recently. It just felt power right from the very beginning, right from the opening few seconds.
I felt the same way with the picture too. And it's like it's not in Dolby Vision. It is in Dolby Atmos, but it's not in Dolby Vision. And I was checking. I'm like, it's just HDR10. I'm like, and it's high contrast, which goes to the mix too. The audio mix is just such a dynamic mix. It's such a dynamic presentation, both audio and visually.
I'm certainly looking forward to seeing the sequel in IMAX. That's going to be interesting.
Carl Urban. Yeah. It's like, and they end this one. It was funny. It's like it all comes. I'm like, that's why it's showing up on the timeline and everything. But you're like, they end this with what was it, Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage. And you're like, oh, here we go. And then you see the trailer. And then I went and sought out the trailer, and I was like, oh, all right. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Which, of course, funnily enough, I mean, the character of Johnny Cage in the game was based on Van Damme. So you would have, so it all comes around. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing the sequel. And again, Warner's delayed it to the summer because they were going to release it in October, I think it was.
Yeah,
and
it's coming in a few weeks.
Their feedback, it's the end of this week. It's Friday.
Oh, the end of this week.
Yeah. But the feedback was so good. Their internal responses to the preview audience was so good. They decided, well, look, let's make this a summer tentpole. Yeah. Let's push this back.
It's a Mother's Day movie all day long.
True. If your mother's a homicidal maniac, then
finish her.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. But it's great. This is an incredible home theater experience. It really
Yeah.
is. And I'd forgotten just how good this is.
Yeah.
And I was very, very pleased rewatching
Yeah.
it. Just it was like, oh my God, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because I remembered it.
It's
But there
5
was
years
just so
old.
much, and bits
Crazy.
that stood out for me. Again, the whipping of the swords and the stuff at the beginning. Sub-Zero lifting all of the ice off the ground, and goes
Mhm.
up into the overheads, and then he drops it, and you can hear all that
Oh.
go right round as well. Really
Yeah.
cool. Anything involving Scorpion, where again he's flying about, the flames, just billowing around it. Oh, it's so good. This is a great mix. And anyone that's already got this, if you haven't seen it for a while, do yourself a favor before you see the sequel, revisit this and enjoy. What a home theater experience. I watched this week. Oh, did I? Yeah, I did. So fall can be my experience of last week. And this would be my experience of this week.
Oh, okay.
But they're both absolutely fantastic. And what a week for home theater stuff. I mean, it's great. And I've still got a number of others that we won't get to this week, but I'm looking forward to talking about next week, including a Blu-ray with Atmos that is very nice indeed. Not one that you're ever going to want to see, though, Deej, for reasons we've talked about previously. And then a number
which one
of
is
others
that one?
That's the one that we've talked about. No, not that one. Well, that one, that's the one you like the title of. Not that one. The one that you showed earlier. Not that one, obviously. That one. You're never going to want to see that, Deej. We've talked about this before when I reviewed the theatrical version of that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a Blu-ray with Atmos.
Okay.
And it's very, very nice. So, plenty more very good stuff to come. And I've got a few others that came out yesterday to check out as well, including a new Statham movie. Which I still haven't seen.
He's got another one?
Give that a go. Yeah. And it's essentially the same movie, as they very often are.
As the last ridiculous. I didn't even see the late. Yeah.
The Working Man was the last one, wasn't it? Yeah.
I haven't seen anything since Beekeeper.
Hey, I like that film. I know you did. But so he's got a new one out, which I bought yesterday, just blind buy. It's probably awful, but I've got it. I'll give that a watch for next week. Not in Atmos, unfortunately. And then what was the other one yesterday? Oh, I can't remember. So something else yesterday as well that I'm looking forward to trying out. So yes, plenty of good stuff coming. Lots to talk about next week. Bring it on.
Yeah, we'll talk after the show because I don't want to talk spoilers. But I'm reading Project Hail Mary. Actually listening to Project Hail Mary now. I've never done a book on tape or whatever. Audio book.
An audio book.
Never done it. I'm not a fan of it because I like to read and put my own voices. So I didn't think I probably won't ever do it again. But with this particular movie, where it's when you see with this particular book, it's from that one character. So you're seeing everything through him anyways. So it wasn't that big a deal. And it still kind of puts me off a little bit because the person reading the book is doing voices for the people, and it's weird. It's like he does like female voice, it's just weird, but it's still good. It's still really good. But it's got me like dying to see Project Hail Mary again at home and see that is just going to be an awesome home theater experience.
It's had an extended theatrical run though, isn't it? So we're going to be waiting a while for that. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to seeing that again.
John and I talked about it in today's Takeover Tuesday. We were talking about how it's basically doing what Maverick did. Not the same numbers, but it's staying longer. John said they actually delayed they canceled the digital release. It was supposed to already be out, and they can't because it's an Amazon property.
It's making the money. Why not?
Yeah,
why not?
Absolutely.
So Jordan did remind me. The other one next week will be Send Help. Yes, that one, the Sam Raimi movie. Oh, the one that Todd did the Base Hunters episode on.
Oh, yeah.
Which I talked about it very briefly. I saw a screener of it, but this is the 4K disc now. Oh, can't wait. Yeah, nice. So there we go. Lots of good stuff to come.
All righty. All right. Well, that will do it. Wrap it up. You got anything else? Any other questions?
No. I think we're done. I've got a long day tomorrow. So off to bed for me.
Sounds good. All righty. That will do it for this week. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. For anybody that, when you hear this on Friday.
Estamos bien si estás hablando en español.
Oh, boy. Okay. See.
You've already said think of the mail. Nothing wrong with that. That's very good.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. I got something else for you off air too. But all right, thanks everybody. Thanks. I'll talk to you. We'll be back next week. Maybe a takeover Tuesday, maybe not. I don't know. But Steve and I will be back next Tuesday, same regular time, same all that, same channel, blah blah blah, all that good stuff with a lot of fun stuff. And until then, you know what you gotta do.
Go push play. What he said.
That's right.
Hey, Fred.
This has been a Hey Fred production with theme music by Jeff Bernhardt and Throne Vault Productions.